Hello, my name is Holly from My Daily HAEDs on Instagram and YouTube. Thank you for joining me today. Let's just get straight into the cross stitch. Today is Monday, November 14th, 2022. And good heavens, Betsy, how can it already be? And everybody keeps saying it, but it's true. It's mid-November. All right, my first project is Falling Snow by Alan Giana, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is on 25 count lugana 1/1 full cross. And I had to take it off I worked on it this morning and this is where we are now. I had to move it so that I could get down to the bottom of the diagonal. I think I'll continue doing that instead of chopping and changing. I'll just have to, whenever I get through the diagonal, and hopefully once I get birds and blooms done, my plan is to start doing this mostly 200 stitches a day, and maybe even concentrating on it some days. We shall see. Ambitious plans, but that shall be seen. All right, Falling Snows currently at, which is really cool this morning. I stopped right on 250 stitches this morning and I finished 3 blocks, and I'm currently at 26.00%, and I didn't do it on purpose. That just happened. I just finished off the thread of 3808, and yeah, with like that much left to do, because there was one other stitch I would have liked to do in the next block down, but I didn't do it because I didn't have any more. So I ended up stopping exactly on those three little wins, I guess you would say. So I've done 567 stitches in total, because 2 days this week, instead of doing just my 100 stitches, I went ahead and went over the 2 stitches and completed at least, the first time I did over 200, I completed 2 blocks and then went into the next diagonal down. A second time, this morning, I completed the 3 blocks, but half of the block was already completed because that particular block only had it was only 2 colors. The next block down was mostly 2 colors with one little corner, and I thought it was a snowball or a snowflake in there, but it turned out to be some kind of, I don't know, it's quite dark, but it was like it was 9 stitches and 5 colors, but it was all like dark blues and whatever, so I don't know what ended up being, but I've stitched it now, so that's not a problem. And next time you see it, I'll be having it on the Qsnap to finish off that diagonal. Now, if I'm really good, I can maybe get this diagonal done before next week, but don't count on it, because right now I'm on the mission. I'm not in a hurry. I'm not in the race. To finish birds and blooms. That's just the way I am. You know, a lot of you guys, or a lot of you stitchers, you like to chop and change a lot. If I chop and change, if I change my projects and I don't work on them consistently, I will forget them. And also, I'm the type of person is, once I stop working on something, it's really, really super hard for me to start working on it again. So it works very well for you to change, because you get a bit fed up with, or get tired, or you want to do something else because you're getting really excited for that. But if I do that, I know myself, I will just find it very difficult to come back to it. That's why I tend to keep my WIP list, or my works in progress list, quite small, because it's like that felt kit. those last 3 ornaments of that felt kit, I'm finding it so difficult. It would only take me about 30 minutes to do all 3, but I'm finding it very difficult. I have to be in the mood to get back to it, and that's what happens when I stop working on something. So for the moment, yeah, I will get those felt kits done, and there's been a couple of times I thought, oh, I'll get them out, and then I thought, no, I'd rather just do, work on birds and blooms. So it's not that I'm in a rush, but I really love the process of finishing something. Not that it's a race or anything, but it gives me a great sense of accomplishment and achievement to finish a project. And it's there waiting, as soon as I finish it and I washed it and I pressed it, it's now waiting to be framed. Now, that doesn't always happen as expeditiously as I would like, because my husband gets frames from thrift stores, which that's his thing, his contribution to my craft. And I love that he gets so involved in it. I mean, he could quite easily just go, no, you sort it out. But he likes that kind of, that's his joy, is hunting through the thrift shops to find something that fits the project that I've made. But that doesn't, thrift shopping or charity shopping, it's what's there and what you're willing to pay. And like everything else, charity shops have gone up recently. So yeah, they will eventually get done. Most of them will eventually get, and we have frames. We do have loads of frames. We've still got them in storage where our stuff is from, when we moved. And I keep saying about the stuff, but it's stuff that we want and we want to keep and we need to keep in some instances. But where we are in the 2-bedroom flat, we just don't have room for it. We don't have the storage space up. And to get it up to where we'd have to rent a removal van, and it would be a day's worth of and my husband would probably have to have someone to help him load the truck, because there's some quite heavy things there. And I'm not physically able to be helping him lift a washing machine onto the truck, among other things. But it's a huge process to get it up to where we are, and we'd be paying the same amount on the storage. So we've just thought, well, it's nothing that we need. We may want, but we don't need it. So it's safe where it is. I don't know why I went on that tangent, but that's just the situation where it is at the moment. Okay, next we have Heaven and Earth Designs Mountain Landscape from a stock photo. It's currently being stitched on 18 count full cross, 2/1. This is coming along really well. It's 27.72, and I've only done 212 stitches on it this week. And this is going to be my focus next time. Once Birds and Blooms is done. Whoop! Upside down. That's an upside down world, isn't it? Anyway, let's this is coming along really well. Once I get through that brown bit, this bit between the sky and the flowery part of the mountainside is quite dull, in my estimation. I'm not really fond of stitching in browns, but once you get past that, you start getting the purples in. And I don't know, can you see the purples? See, the purples are lovely. They are a bit darker, but once you get close, you can see the purples, and it's absolutely glorious. But this will be my next focus for getting finished. And considering it's ticking along really well, considering it's 27.72%. So considering I'm only doing like 100 stitches roughly a day on it, it's still proceeding quite well. The next one is Evening by Leonid Afromov, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. It is it's a mini evening, sorry. Mountains Landscape is a mini as well. Falling Snow is QS, as a quick stitch. Anyway, back to Evening, Mini Evening by Leonid Afromov. It's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is on 18 count, 2/1 as well. 18 count aida, 2/1. Let me get all the details correctly. But it's not as dark as it is portrayed in this print off. Now, this one is currently 3.78% and 235 stitches. And this is one of those ones where I'm just continuing down. If I finish that way, I finish off the color as much as possible. There was one day last week that I just had too many. I mean, it was a huge block of black, or 939, I can't remember. It was a really dark color, but there's loads of them. You can see how long it goes down, and I was already over my 100, quite a bit over my 100 stitches a day. So I just thought, well, I'll leave it and just finish it off the next time, which I obviously did yesterday. But I'm looking forward to getting this wider, because this is a very floppy, drapey kind of fabric. It's from, I think it's Lakeside Needlecrafts, but anyway, oh, it's DMC. But it's a very floppy fabric. Yesterday I was struggling with it so much that I actually put it in a Qsnap and tried to work in a Qsnap with it, and that's what took me so flippin' long yesterday to work on it. The Qsnap didn't make it any easier. The fabric is so loose that when I put it in a Qsnap, it kind of went all wonky. And I struggled. I took it out, put it back in, took it out, put it back in, and eventually it was just quicker for me to stitch in hand like normal, and just kind of see the Birds and Blooms. When it's rolled up, it's quite stiff. The same thing with the Mountain Landscape. It's not stiff, but it will stay rolled up, and it's easier to keep it contained. But with Mini Evening, I can have it completely rolled up and it just goes all wobbly and loose as a goose. So it's quite awkward to do it. All right, lastly, this is Mini Birds and Blooms by Aimee Stewart. I'm doing it on 18 count. I've just put this down on the table. My husband's got something on the table there. But anyway, this is Mini Birds and Blooms by Aimee Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. It's again on 18 count, 2/1 full cross. And Elise, crafting in Colorado, e-crafting in Colorado, has just finished hers, and it looks stupendously wonderful. So congratulations to Elise. I think it's a fantastic one. And here is Birds and Blooms. I am now at 83.76%, and I've done, in the past week prior to today, I've done 4,055 stitches. Now, I have been working on it this morning because I knocked out my I've been working, instead of waiting to stitch until I get to do this video. It means that I just get barely any stitching done, but I wait until midday so I have the best possible lighting. So now what I'm doing is I'm working in the morning and then I started working on Birds and Blooms just because last week on a Monday, I didn't get very much on it, and I'm determined to have this done as much as good. But here is my beauty. And you can see, I think I've got 3 full birds and one, that little red, is it an oriole? The Deanne on Stitching on the Rock was, she listed out the ones that she knew, or her and her son knew, but I haven't gone back and I've taken a I haven't gone back and compared it to all the information that she put on there, but I will. I just haven't done it yet. And yeah, this is coming out so well, and I've only got 6 more columns left. Apparently, I was counted 6.5 more columns. After this column, I think I've got 6 left. So that's exciting, isn't it? I'm really happy about it. I was stitching on this over the weekend, watching Suki's, catching up with Suki's 24 hours of cross stitch live videos that she had. And it's been really good company to to listen to her chatting, and it makes you feel included when you're able to watch them, and that she's chatting with other people, and you want to start making comments as well, but of course it's recording, so you can't really respond to the people who are chatting in the thing. So but it's still lovely. I do have one blast from the past. Now this is Aimee Stewart's Secret Garden, mini Secret Garden. I finished it. I meant to look up the date. But anyway, I finished it, I think, last January. I usually write the date on it, but that doesn't look like I did on this one. I meant to go back and do it. This is on 14 count, 2/1. Now, this is, it looks pretty good on the screen, but in person, it's very, very pixelated. And unless I want to do extensive back stitching, like Joss from Joss Home, yeah, she was talking about HAEDs need back stitching last night when I was watching her stitch with me, or snitch and stitch, or whatever she calls it. I think it's funny, it's a cute term, snitch and stitch. But I don't know if I'm willing to invest that amount of time into back stitching something that I wouldn't know exactly. It would be a lot of thought to go into it, to kind of stitch, to delineate all the lovely things on there. It's like the little bird houses, and it's a lovely pattern. And I've even thought about in the future sometime restitching it on a lot smaller count, like a 20 or 22 count, or even going wild. And I was thinking about it yesterday. I can't see me ever stitching a HAED or full coverage on large full coverage on 25 count again. As much as I love the effect of the stitches, I think that it's just too much of a it's too much of a struggle for me, but it's a shame. But anyway, for this, my husband, he looked at it and he's just like, it's very blurry. And it is. Neither one of us are satisfied with it, so I doubt, unless I get a wild urge to go do like millions of hours of back stitching, I doubt if that will ever get back stitched and put up on our wall. But it was my first large HAED, or larger HAED. I don't have the guts to do a big one. I just don't. It's kind of mind-boggling to me when all you guys do these humongous ones, and it would be really weigh on my mind having something that large that I would need to sort out. I mean, to organized. So I'm sorry. Some of the things I'm thinking about is maybe for December, I was thinking about making the Christmas tree my focus. I doubt that will happen, but it's something I'm considering, or maybe swapping off days between the Christmas tree and mountain landscape every day as a focus. But I really want to get mountain landscape done now, because I'm really keen on having mini evening done, because I as much as I love mountain landscape, mini evening is really fun, really fun to stitch as well. So I don't know, I love them all. I love them all, and I have so many wonderful patterns, and I see people doing the Davidson pattern that I've got, the mountain cabin. I've seen people working on that, and I'm just like, no, the sky is so lovely, I want to do it. Then I saw someone doing Serenity Lane by Donna Gelsinger, and I've got that one, and I just want to. And then I see Jeep Girl Stitches, and she's doing the reef, and I'm like, ooh, pretty. I want to do all those colors, and I just have so many lovely patterns, and I want to get to them, but I know that I feel guilty. And this is really strange, I know. I really feel guilty if I take time away from my current projects to start something. It's like I felt really guilty about starting mini evening, because it means it takes away time from Birds and Blooms and mountain landscape, and especially the falling snow, because the falling snow I started 18 months ago, roughly, and in my thing is I really should be concentrating on that to get it done, because I made a commitment to myself and to the project, I guess, in some weird abstract kind of random way, I guess, to stitch it, and I just want to have it done, and I would love to have it actually displayed next Christmas. Will it happen? Probably not. I can't see me getting, it's taking me 1.5 years to get 25%, but I haven't been working on it. Only and when I first started working on it, I was only doing 50 stitches a day, most days. Some days I got even less than that, because it took me that long to get my eyes adjusted to it. But I was originally, for the first few months I was working on it, was only doing 50 stitches a day, and then I went up to 100 stitches, and then I put it by the wayside when we were getting ready to move last year. And for 3 months I put it on the wayside between moving, and then I started focusing on having Santa's Magical Flight by Donna Gelsinger, the ornament, the circular pattern. I started working on that to get that finished for last Christmas. Well, I got it finished for last Christmas, and for various reasons we didn't end up getting it framed, because they wanted more for we had the frame, we just didn't have the insert, and they wanted more for the they wanted a lot, like 3 times more for the package, and the sending it to us than they did for the actual insert, and I just couldn't justify that. And I was just thinking about it the other day, possibly making it like a circular pillow, but I kind of cringe at that idea, because I know that it would get dirty, and yeah, when it's in a frame with glass in front of it, it doesn't get dust and dirt and whatever on it, so it's a little bit protected. But having it out as a cushion, even just for a month every year, I would be quite uncomfortable with that, even though I'm quite cavalier with my projects. Yesterday, the Birds and Blooms has got so much confetti that the area I was working on got really tough to put the needle through, and there was like a couple of times, 2 or 3 times, I was pushing the needle through and I actually stabbed myself. Well, most of the time I wipe it away and I carry on, and I just start putting my clover protecting grip thimble. it's a thimble with a silver tip, and it's rubberized around, so it actually sticks onto your finger quite well. I was telling Stephanie from the On Point Stitcher about it, because she was asking what thimble I use, because the metal ones just fly off because my hands start sweating and it just goes slipping off. So the Protect ones, you've got the metal bit to push the needle through, but you've also got the rubber to kind of help you grip the needle to push it through a thick fabric. So anyway, Birds and Blooms, just confetti. These last few columns have just been a real battle of confetti, and then once you get through the confetti, the next you're constantly trying to put your needle, and sometimes the needle just bounces off the fabric or bounces off the cross stitch. That yeah, yesterday I wasn't even paying attention. I poked my finger again, and I thought, oh, I'll pick up my needle, pick up my thimble again. And a little bit later on, I was looking at some light pink stitches, and then I realized one of them is really odd colored. Something, because a little micro drop of blood had got onto this, so I had to take my cross stitch and put some dishwashing liquid on it with a little brush, and gentle soft brush, and kind of scrub it out. And so I was working on my cross stitch last night. It was quite damp, which makes it kind of awkward to pull it through, but the blood came out. That's all that mattered to me. I just didn't want to leave it, a blood spot on the middle of light pink. It would have looked a bit gross, to be honest. Anyway, sorry for the ramble. I am wishing you guys all the blessings that the week can bring, and I hope that you've got some really lovely plans coming up for Thanksgiving, if you're celebrating Thanksgiving. And I hope the rest of November is wonderful. Oh, and Crafty Gaming Jamie, I think that's her name. I've got it written down. Crafty Gaming Jamie. She did a video, and she's already got a Christmas tree up. And I'm like, lovely. That's my plan, is to get my Christmas tree up probably the last week of November. So that will be quite fun. It'll take me a few days. It usually takes me a few days to get it up, but there'll be some people underneath. I'll put some people. I've mentioned some of the people I've been watching. Most of my viewing is I do a lot of watching of YouTube, so I'm trying to remember to write down the people that I've been watching, just to give them a little hello and a thank you for putting out a video, because it can be quite time consuming, and I appreciate people putting videos out, and appreciate people writing and watching and commenting on the videos. I know it really touches my heart when the people are so thoughtful and kind as to leave such lovely messages. I was also going to say, the video, there will be a slideshow, and it will be the second slideshow of some photos of Greece. And I've got 4 little slideshows all told, but this is the second one, following the ones that I did a few weeks ago. You guys all of you have a wonderful week, and wishing you lots of blessings for you and your families. Take care.